A 58-year-old man named Frank sat across from me about 2 years ago. He wasn't there for anything dramatic. No crisis, no alarming labs, no urgent complaint. He sat down, looked at me, and said, "Doc, I just feel like I'm running on fumes. My workouts feel harder than they used to. My recovery takes forever. And honestly, things in the bedroom aren't what they were 5 years ago. I feel like I'm watching myself slow down and I don't know how to stop it." Frank was eating reasonably well by most people's standards. He exercised 3 times a week. He didn't smoke. He slept adequately. And yet his body was quietly underperforming in ways that were beginning to affect his confidence, his relationship, and his sense of who he was. What I discovered when I looked more closely at his diet was not a dramatic deficiency. It was a quiet, consistent absence of specific compounds his body needed to maintain vascular health, hormone function, and physical performance after 50. Compounds found in 5 particular fruits. Within 4 months of addressing that gap, Frank came back and said something I hear often when men finally get this right. He said, "I feel like myself again." Today, I'm going to show you exactly what those 5 fruits are, and more importantly, why the science behind them is something every man over 50 needs to understand. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, a board-certified internal medicine physician with 14 years of experience in preventive health and nutrition science for men over 50. I've worked with thousands of men who are doing most things right and still experiencing the slow, frustrating erosion of the physical performance, energy, and vitality they built over a lifetime. In my clinical experience and in the research I follow closely, one of the most consistent and correctable gaps I find is in the specific fruit compounds that support male vascular health, testosterone function, and physical recovery after 50. Most men have been told to eat fruit. Almost none have been told which fruits matter most for their specific physiology and why. That changes today. Before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit that like button and leave a comment below telling me which of these 5 fruits you're already eating regularly. I love seeing where men are starting from, and I'll be reading your responses. Let's get into it. Here's what most men over 50 don't fully appreciate about their own biology. After 50, 3 things are quietly happening simultaneously inside your body. Your nitric oxide production is declining, which means your blood vessels are less able to dilate freely and deliver oxygen and nutrients where they're needed. Your testosterone metabolism is shifting, which affects energy, drive, recovery, and physical performance in ways that go far beyond what most men associate with hormone health. And your inflammatory baseline is rising, meaning the low-grade systemic inflammation that accumulates with age is slowing your recovery, stiffening your arteries, and dimming the physical vitality you've worked hard to maintain. The good news, and this is the part I want you to hear clearly, is that all 3 of these processes are directly influenced by what you eat. Not in a vague, general way, in a specific, targeted, evidence-backed way. And the 5 fruits I'm about to walk you through address all 3 simultaneously. Let's count them down. Fruit number 1, pomegranate. If there is one fruit I would put in the hands of every man over 50, it is the pomegranate. And I want to explain exactly why, because the science here is exceptional. Biologically, pomegranate is one of the most potent natural sources of punicalagins and punic acid, polyphenol compounds that have been shown in multiple peer-reviewed studies to dramatically increase nitric oxide bioavailability in the body. Nitric oxide, as I mentioned, is the chemical signal that tells your blood vessels to relax and open wide. It is the foundational mechanism behind healthy erectile function, cardiovascular performance, and muscular endurance. A randomized controlled trial published in the International Journal of Impedance Research found that men who consumed pomegranate juice daily for 4 weeks reported significant improvements in erectile quality compared to placebo. A separate study in the journal Atherosclerosis found that pomegranate consumption reduced arterial plaque progression by over 30% in participants over a 3-year period. Emotionally, this matters in a way that goes beyond the clinical numbers. When blood flow improves, men describe a physical confidence that is difficult to articulate but unmistakable, a sense of readiness, of capacity, of being solidly present in their own body. That feeling is vascular, and pomegranate directly supports it. Practically, 8 ounces of pure pomegranate juice daily is the amount used in most studies showing benefit. Look for juice with no added sugar. The label should list pomegranate juice as the only ingredient. If you prefer whole fruit, half a pomegranate daily provides comparable polyphenol content. The taste is tart and bold. Pair it with your morning meal. Consistency over 4 to 6 weeks is where the measurable benefit accumulates. I remember telling Frank about pomegranate specifically. He looked skeptical. He'd always associated it with garnishes on fancy restaurant dishes, not with clinical health outcomes. 6 weeks later, he told me, "I don't know what's in that juice, but something is different." He wasn't imagining it. He was experiencing the vascular response the research predicts. Fruit number 2, watermelon. This one surprises men every single time, and I understand why. Watermelon feels like a summer snack, not a performance food. But the biology inside watermelon is remarkable for men over 50, and I want to make sure you never look at this fruit the same way again. Biologically, watermelon is the single richest dietary source of L-citrulline, an amino acid that the body converts directly into L-arginine, which is then used to synthesize nitric oxide. This conversion pathway is actually more efficient than consuming L-arginine directly, because L-arginine taken orally is largely broken down in the digestive tract before it reaches systemic circulation. L-citrulline bypasses that breakdown and delivers a more sustained nitric oxide boost. Research published in the journal Urology found that men with mild to moderate erectile dysfunction who supplemented with watermelon-derived L-citrulline experienced significant improvement in erection hardness and frequency after 1 month. Additional research has shown that L-citrulline reduces post-exercise muscle soreness and accelerates recovery, which means watermelon is supporting your performance both in and out of the bedroom. Emotionally, recovery matters more than most men acknowledge. When your body takes 3 or 4 days to bounce back from a moderate workout, it quietly erodes your motivation to train. You start doing less. You start expecting less. The physical slide becomes a motivational one. Shortening that recovery window changes your relationship with your own capacity. Practically, 2 cups of fresh watermelon daily provides a meaningful L-citrulline dose. The flesh closest to the rind contains the highest concentration, so don't cut too conservatively. If watermelon is out of season, watermelon seed extract supplements are available and clinically studied. The flesh of the fruit is the most enjoyable delivery mechanism, however, and requires no preparation beyond slicing. Fruit number 3, blueberries. Blueberries are one of the most studied foods in nutritional medicine, and the evidence specific to men's vascular and cognitive health after 50 is among the most compelling in the entire field of dietary research. Biologically, blueberries are extraordinarily dense in anthocyanins, a class of flavonoid compounds that do something quite specific and important inside the cardiovascular system. They inhibit the enzyme phosphodiesterase 5, the same enzyme targeted by prescription medications for erectile dysfunction. This is not a coincidence or a superficial similarity. It is a direct mechanistic overlap. Anthocyanins also powerfully reduce oxidative stress in endothelial cells, the cells lining your blood vessels, which protects vascular function and maintains the elasticity that blood vessels lose with age and inflammation. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, following over 25,000 men for a decade, found that men with the highest intake of anthocyanin-rich foods, blueberries chief among them, had a 19% lower risk of erectile dysfunction than men with the lowest intake. 19%. From fruit. That number deserves your full attention. Beyond vascular effects, blueberry anthocyanins have been shown to improve cognitive function, working memory, and processing speed in men over 50, effects attributed to increased cerebral blood flow following regular consumption. Emotionally, the cognitive dimension of this fruit is something men appreciate deeply once they understand it. Mental sharpness, the ability to stay focused, to be fully present in conversations and in intimate moments. These qualities are vascular too. Blueberries support all of it. Practically, 1 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries daily is the amount associated with measurable benefit in most research. Frozen blueberries retain their anthocyanin content as effectively as fresh and are available year-round at significantly lower cost. Add them to oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or eat them as a standalone snack. They require no preparation and no excuse not to eat them. Take Leonard, 64, a high school football coach. He came to me 6 months after retiring from coaching, describing a mental flatness that had surprised him. He'd expected retirement to feel energizing. Instead, it felt dim. His physical training had also stalled. We made several dietary adjustments, with blueberries as a daily non-negotiable. 10 weeks later, he told me, "My head is clearer than it's been in years. I'm keeping up with the guys in the gym again." He connected the physical and the cognitive together, because that's how the body works, as a system, not as separate parts. Fruit number 4, avocado. Yes, avocado is botanically a fruit, and for men over 50, it belongs on this list without question. Biologically, avocado contains a unique combination of nutrients that address testosterone health directly, a conversation most men don't hear connected to fruit. Avocados are rich in boron, a trace mineral that research has shown increases free testosterone levels by reducing the binding activity of sex hormone binding globulin, or SHBG. SHBG is a protein that binds to testosterone in the bloodstream, rendering it biologically inactive. After 50, SHBG levels tend to rise, meaning more of your testosterone is bound and unavailable for use, even if total testosterone appears normal on a lab panel. Boron directly addresses this mechanism. A study published in the Journal of Trace Elements in Medicine and Biology found that men who supplemented with boron for 1 week showed a significant increase in free testosterone and a significant decrease in SHBG. Avocados are one of the richest whole food sources of boron available. They also provide monounsaturated fats that are essential for cholesterol-based hormone synthesis. Testosterone is synthesized from cholesterol, and without adequate healthy fat in the diet, that synthesis is compromised. Emotionally, free testosterone is the testosterone you can actually feel. It is the hormone driving your drive, your competitive instinct, your physical energy, your libido, your sense of purpose and forward momentum. When free testosterone is low, even though total testosterone is borderline acceptable, men feel it in precisely the ways Frank described when he first sat across from me. Flat, running on fumes, present but not fully engaged. Practically, half to 1 whole avocado daily provides meaningful boron and healthy fat content. The versatility of avocado makes daily consumption easy. Sliced on eggs, spread on whole grain toast, added to salads, or eaten with a spoon directly from the skin with a little sea salt. The fat content also enhances the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins from whatever else you eat alongside it, creating a compounding nutritional benefit. Fruit number 5, tart cherries. If you have never specifically sought out tart cherries, distinct from the sweet cherries most people eat, this is the section of today's video that may change your weekly shopping list permanently. Biologically, tart cherries contain one of the highest concentrations of melatonin found in any food, alongside a powerful anthocyanin and flavonoid profile that produces 2 effects critically important for men over 50: dramatic reduction in exercise-induced muscle inflammation and measurable improvement in sleep quality and duration. Let me connect these together because this is where tart cherries become exceptional. Recovery from physical exertion is limited by 2 things: inflammation and sleep. Tart cherries address both simultaneously. A study published in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports found that athletes who consumed tart cherry juice for 7 days prior to and during a strenuous exercise event experienced significantly less muscle soreness and faster strength recovery than the placebo group. A separate study published in the European Journal of Nutrition found that adults who consumed tart cherry juice twice daily for 7 days experienced significant improvements in sleep duration and sleep efficiency. For men over 50 who are training, staying active, and trying to maintain their physical capacity, This combination is genuinely powerful. Better recovery means you can train harder and more frequently. Better sleep means your body produces more growth hormone and testosterone during the night. Both mean you wake up feeling like your body is working with you, not against you. Emotionally, sleep is where men underestimate the cascade of consequences most profoundly. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it reduces testosterone, it impairs judgment, it flattens mood, it increases cortisol, which accelerates muscle breakdown and fat storage. Tart cherries, consumed consistently, interrupt that cascade at the source. Practically, 8 ounces of tart cherry juice twice daily, or a concentrated tart cherry supplement, is the studied protocol. Look specifically for Montmorency tart cherry, which is the variety used in most research. Drink 1 glass in the morning and 1 approximately 30 to 60 minutes before bed to leverage the melatonin content for sleep support. Fresh or frozen tart cherries, if you can find them, can be blended into smoothies. They are notably more tart than sweet cherries, hence the name. But the taste is something most men adapt to quickly once they start feeling the difference. Here is your simple action plan for the week ahead. Each morning, have half an avocado with your breakfast and 1 cup of blueberries, fresh or frozen. At midday or as a snack, eat 2 cups of watermelon or add watermelon seed extract to your water. In the afternoon, drink 8 ounces of pure pomegranate juice. In the evening, 30 to 60 minutes before bed, drink 8 ounces of tart cherry juice. That is 5 fruits consumed across 4 simple moments in your day, requiring no cooking, no complicated preparation, and no dramatic lifestyle overhaul. Give it 6 weeks. 6 weeks of consistent daily intake is where the vascular, hormonal, and recovery benefits in the research begin to become something you can actually feel. I want to close with something I tell men in my practice regularly. The distance between how you feel right now and how your body is actually capable of feeling is often narrower than you think. And it is often bridged not by medication, not by supplements, not by dramatic intervention, but by the quiet, consistent decision to give your body what it specifically needs to do what it was designed to do. You are not too old for this. Your body is not too far gone. The research on these 5 fruits is not theoretical. It is clinical, it is replicated, and it applies directly to the physiology of men over 50 who are willing to act on it. Your body has more capacity than you've been told. What's actually within reach for you, the energy, the performance, the recovery, the confidence, is genuinely available. This is not inevitable decline. This is a gap, and you now know exactly how to begin closing it. If today's video gave you something useful, give it a like so other men over 50 can find it. Leave a comment below and tell me which of these 5 fruits you're adding to your routine first. I read every single response. Share this with a man in your life who is working on his health and deserves to know what the science actually says. And subscribe for more evidence-based, clinically grounded nutrition and health content designed specifically for men over 50. I'm Dr. Emily Carter. The right food, eaten consistently, is one of the most powerful tools you have for protecting the strength, vitality, and performance that are still very much within your reach. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.